And after a series of delays, Governor Gavin Newsom will finally deliver his State of the State speech this week.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the traditional address. Let's bring in Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala now.
Yeah, technically with this governor, it's not usually the typical address, but we'll get to that in a second. This will be Governor Gavin Newsom's sixth State of the State address as governor, and this year he plans to send a letter to the legislature and will stream out a pre-recorded speech on his social media. So not the typical address that's normally held in the State Assembly chamber at the state capitol. Most of his State of the States, though, have strayed from that tradition, which he really hasn't done since 2020. During the pandemic in 2021, he did it in an empty Dodger Stadium. In 2022, he gave the speech from a small auditorium in a state building. And last year, he sent a letter to lawmakers before going on essentially a State of the State tour to make a series of policy announcements across the state. Now, normally the speech happens during the springtime, but there were some outstanding issues the governor wanted resolved before giving this address. First, the final votes for his Proposition 1, that's the mental health initiative to provide more treatment facilities and shelter for those who are unhoused and struggling with severe mental illness. That narrowly passed in the March election. He was also waiting on a state budget agreement, which he and lawmakers reached over the weekend. So there were just two outstanding issues that he wanted settled before he really, gave his update to the state.
Absolutely. And what are we expecting to hear tomorrow in that speech?
Yeah, so those who are close to him as he develops this speech say that we can hear about his, and I'm quoting here, his commitment to strengthen democracy, civil rights, and social progress, he says, that are under threat. He's also expected to highlight the state's efforts on homelessness, mental health, and public safety. This comes during one of the busiest times at the state capitol. With this week, several key votes are happening on organized retail theft bills as soon as today, the state budget, and ongoing negotiations to finalize what issues voters may or may not decide on the ballot this year. All of that this week, plus the State of the State. So here we are.
All right. So again, not a traditional address, but status quo for the governor.
Fairly status quo. He's also hosting lawmakers from, I guess he invited lawmakers from both sides of the aisle in a private reception. We journalists are not invited, but we will stay tuned for the speech.